9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Colin. This is Joel. You're watching Well at Effin' Figures, and we're gonna get straight to everything this morning. So, welcome Josh Pence to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. We've been trying to work on this, and it finally worked out. So I'm glad you were able to do it. I know you only have about 45 minutes, you said, but that's fine. We're
cool.
We'll take what we can get. Maybe we'll get you again sometime.
Yeah.
But how's everything going, man?
It's good, man. It's better than ever, to be honest.
Good.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Feeling good about everything?
Yeah. I'm in the best headspace that I've been since I've been in the community.
Yeah.
So
Good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy, to be honest.
Good. Well, obviously I've seen your video, but I got to ask you, you know, did you just what happened? Like, you just fall out of love with the hobby, or just got, tired of just, I don't know, spending so much money on these plastic things? And I mean, things happen. I mean, I just wanted to know,
so
brain a little bit.
I guess, like, a long story, hopefully short. My main thing is, so I started collecting like 5 or whatever years ago. It might be even 6 at this point. And when I invest my time into something, it's like 100% or 0%. Like, I don't really half-ass much, no matter what I'm doing. So I started just like randomly. I don't know what led me to look on YouTube for toy stuff. I might have looked at it like a toy review or toy news, and then I found Cincy Nerds channel, and I obviously, he's from Cincinnati. I'm from Dayton. It's like an hour apart or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is crazy that he's local. So I started like commenting on his videos, and he was responding. And for some reason, I just thought that was like the coolest shit ever, of seeing watching a creator, and they responded to me like personally. I was like, whoa. And it was like a real comment. Like, he answered and followed up. It wasn't just like a thanks, like a one word thing. So I was like, wow, that's cool. So I kept like commenting to him, and then I started watching more people do it. I was like, oh, there's a thing for this. And I was just like, I could probably do this, because I do this 3 or 4 days a week anyways. Like, I go to my local Walmart so many times. I was like, all I have to do is just record, duh. So I ended up getting a camera, and I made my first cringe ass video, just like explaining what I was going to do with my channel, yada yada. And I'm kind of going on a tangent, my bad.
No, you're good. This sounds very similar to what happened to me, and and I'll tell you a little bit about that when you're done. But
so when I put my first video out, then I started commenting on everyone who I've been watching, who's been replying to me. I'm like, hey, I just made a channel. If you don't mind, like, check it out. Just let me know what you think. I've been watching your videos for a while. Like, do you have any pointers, whatever? And back then, like, the YouTube community was so small. Like, now it's just oversaturated. But I mean, almost every hobby is oversaturated, especially after COVID and all that stuff. Like, everyone is doing something now, to spend their time. So back then, it was real easy to kind of talk and connect with everybody. And I noticed that the people who I watched commented on my video and just gave me pointers or whatever. And then one day it was a Star Wars, I think it was the Celebration Black Series. It was the Luke on the X-Wing card. It was like the holofoil card. I don't know if you guys collect Black Series or knew of that, but it was a big deal, like, when it first dropped. And I happened to get like 5 or 6 of them when they dropped, and I noticed that Cincy didn't get one, so I just sent him it. He had a PO box or whatever, and I wrote like a note, like, we should hunt sometime or whatever. And he shouted my channel out, and like literally overnight, I got like 200 or 300 subscribers from him. And that's what kind of started my trajectory of YouTube. And how this connects into why I'm done with it is because when I started getting traction, like my videos were doing very well for how young of a channel I was, and it started fueling my collecting because I was buying for content. You know, I was going out, 2 or 3 times a week. There were weekends where I would drag the family along, or I would go by myself, like me and Billy, or whatever. Like we would just go and I would just record, and I would just start buying mass amounts of shit because obviously that's what people like seeing. I mean, toy hunting. I mean, now like I'm kind of back into like the streetwear and sneaker thing. Like I'm constantly watching sneaker shops just buy shoes all day. Like that's their video, and that's like the purest form of content that I consume right now. And it's fun because it's like, oh wow, someone bought this for this much, or they sold it for this much, So I knew that that's what people like. My videos were doing well, and that's what I was doing. So I kept doing it. So I kept just buying and buying and buying. And then I mean, this has happened plenty of times throughout like my YouTube career thing. I would buy a lot of stuff and then I'd sell it because I was out of it. I was like, yeah, it's not cool anymore. But my hobby has always funded itself literally for the past like 5 years. Like outside of like places who wouldn't take cash, or like at a Walmart, at toy shows, toy shops, everything, I always had my collection funding itself. So I never paid out of like my real life money for any of this stuff. Like the whole case of Hot Toys that you used to see behind me, I paid for it all by selling, Black Series that I collected, Figuarts, older Hot Toys, whatever. Like, and that's just how it funded. And what has led me to completely just cut it off and say I'm done is the toxic community that is now the toy community. The fact that I was pretty proud of myself for always being transparent with my audience, or with anyone, if creators have hit me up like Seth and OG and stuff, like we've talked like numbers, analytics, there's live streams where I've pulled up my YouTube analytics and I've showed people like, look, this is how much I made. If you think that I'm doing this for money, it was like $15,000 at the time in 3 years. I was like, if 15 grand in 3 years is a lot of money for you guys, you need to reevaluate your lives and your priorities, because that's not a lot of money. On top of that, I'm paying taxes on it. So it's not that I just get all that money. So I think I became a little too transparent with people, and it opened me up to the criticism of selling, and just all these people really thinking that I cared about the opinions so much that they needed to tell me every single time I did something. So at the end of the day, I didn't fall out of love with collecting. I fell out of love with the community. And I'm really tired at just like biting my tongue, because at the end of the day, and this is what I've told pretty much everybody that I talk to about it, all of these people know who I am, and I have zero idea who they are. And that's what they need to realize. It's like, you're watching me on my YouTube channel, you're in my comment section, you're in my DMs, talking shit to me because I'm selling figures. Well, then go to your local toy store and talk shit to them that you buy from, because they're selling figures just like I am. But guess what? They're making more money than I am. Like, just because they have a business attached to it, why is that any different? So, I mean, it gets a lot deeper and a lot more hate, to be honest with you, man. I'm so fed up with the community, and it's so toxic, man. Everyone complains. Everyone has something to say about someone collecting something. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, 99% of us are all adults. We're collecting plastic. Who the hell cares? Who likes what? If this person like pops, awesome. If it makes them happy, awesome. Love your neighbor. That's a good saying to have in this community, is like just falling out of touch with that, man. It used to be so like, I mean, well, let me ask you guys this. How long have you guys been collecting, or in like this toy community and social media?
So I've been collecting for like probably 20 years, but in the YouTube toy community, just over a year.
And Joe, you?
Pretty much. Yeah, I've collected before I stopped, but now with the YouTube thing, obviously I didn't start the YouTube thing until like October. So,
but social media wise, like where you're in like Facebook groups, and I remember you saying on OGs you don't deal a lot with Facebook, but like Instagram or whatever social media, like if you're fresh into this space, it would be hard to understand. But dude, back 5-6 years ago, it was so loving. Like there were times, man, where like in a Facebook group, like we had a small community. It was called the Syndicate or whatever, but it was a small community of like really cool, collectors, whatever. There's content creators in it, but dude, like people would post, be like, man, if you see this, let me know. And you would see a comment, 14 minutes later, send me your address, bro. I got an extra. I'll send it your way. No problem. And it's just like, oh, like there was just so much love. And like I used to do giveaways a ton of the time on my channel, off my channel. Like there would be, I don't know, man. Like I don't want to like go off on a huge tangent, but it's just the community has changed so much, man. And I used to get so much love from people, not even like sending stuff, but just like great video, do you? And I still do, but the amount of hate is the wrong word, because it's not like it's very bad, but the amount of negative comments, feedback, whatever I get when I see content creators in the same space doing the same thing and they all get love and they don't get any of the hate that I'm getting, it's just like, why am I doing this? Because fucking Toy Collector 31689 on YouTube, he's not going to care if I stop making videos in 3 weeks. He's going to forget about me. So why am I going through the emotions of, man, why did this guy say something mean about me? Oh, I have to get this video up because I need to make content because, I got to impress these people when they don't give a shit about me. So at the end of the day, man, I'm just doing me. I'm too old to care about numbers and stuff, because like I said in my video, man, like I truly admit that I let the numbers, the recognition, I guess you could say, of being on YouTube, being, I would say, one of the first like waves of toy hunter content people, whatever you want to call it, to kind of go up on the trajectory. And I got a lot of love, like at conventions and stuff. Like people would recognize me, like I've taken pictures with people randomly, like at like toy department. That's like the main hub, because that's like where it's local to me. But a lot of people found out about that store through me, and they would go there and be like, yo, I didn't think I'd see you here. Like, this is my first time I drove from, Tennessee or Arkansas or whatever. Like, dude, I've had people, the toy owners have said that people have came from like California, and they told them that they saw this store in my video and they had to come and see it. Like,
wow,
it's wild. And to me, that's what I love. Like, off camera, I wish I would have got this out, but it's too much of a pain. I have literally like probably over 100 notes of people just showing me love every time we did a trade. When I had my PO box open, people send me birthday cards. There's people over in the UK that literally every year religiously will send me birthday cards, and like that's just so cool.
Yeah,
but it's just like, it's almost bad on me to overlook that and feed on the negative energy and only focus on that. But it's human nature, man. You'll scroll through 600 positive comments. The first negative thing you read about yourself, that's what's going to stick with you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so it sounds like you got a lot of, excuse me, a lot of notes, love, all that stuff. I was thinking in my head, that must outweigh the bad. But you're right. Whenever you can have 10,000 people say, hey, you look good today, but the one person that says, oh man, that's a fucked up outfit, you're going to think about that one. So you're right.
Yeah, 100%, man.
No matter what, that's always the one that sticks out. So I got to agree with you there. Your story sounds similar to mine. I don't know if Colin came back into this the same way, but me and a friend of mine were talking about old toys, LJNs that I used to collect, wrestling figures. And I said, man, I wish I can get my hand on them again. And he was like, why can't you? So then I started looking around, and I realized that this whole thing existed when I started watching YouTube. I just punched in like toys, toy hunting came up. I'm like, what the fuck is toy hunting? Let me follow this person, And I think the first one I came across was Seth. And I know me and you spoke down ICCC, and you were kind of shocked not shocked, but you were kind of like, wow. So you kind of were one of the first ones, and you got kind of some guys into it, like Big Dub. But for some reason on the algorithm type thing on YouTube, they came up first. Mm-hmm. And then as I watched them, then I started seeing you filter in, and then you came into play not too long after.
Yeah.
But I also had the experience of talking to you, not only in person down ICC, you and Karina. And that was I love that conversation. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I know when I got home, you said, I don't know why we didn't get a picture together. That was cool of you to say all that shit. Yeah. I remember that on the chat. You said that. And so far, so far the community's been really good. You know, you just got, I don't know, man. For me, you know, I would just, for me, I think I'm going to just try to, you know, the negative shit. I'm just, you know, just going to try my best. I'm not the best at it because you know, I get pissed off pretty easily when I see things like that. But, you know, speaking without it happening yet, I'm going to try to ignore it. But like you said, human nature is a bitch, man. I don't know if I can, you know, it's hard to do. So I understand it completely.
Yeah. And I don't want to cut you off. And I also don't want it to, I don't want it to seem like I'm super negative, but it's still like really fresh in me because I've never really spoken about it to the extent that I did in my video and that I guess I'm doing now. So it's not that there's like no hate, there's no, it's still all love, but it's just me, how I view the community and how I have been perceived in the community and felt. It's just not really for me at this moment for a while. Like my friend Cody Foxy, I don't know if you met him at IC. I don't know if he was there that night when you were there or not. I don't really remember, but
I don't remember seeing him with. I remember seeing him with you in the videos, and I saw him walking around with you because I was marking out with all the guys, you know. But I didn't bother everybody. But I do remember seeing him there.
But yeah, he's the one I messaged you about. Him and his wife are the ones who just came up like it was a last minute plan because he came to the toy department yesterday to sell his whole Black Series collection. So that's why I was like a shorter time because they're going to be leaving here soon or whatever. But going to that point, Cody, I made a lifelong friend from YouTube. So like there is plenty of positive things that I've had. And like him and I have hung out 3 or 4 times since like December, I think, some crazy shit like that. And he lives in Tennessee, but we haven't recorded a video together. We haven't gone to a toy store together. We haven't done anything because we have finally got over the hump of toys needing to be the thing that connects us. And now it's just like real life stuff. So we find things outside of that to hang out and it's just refreshing. So there is like a lot of good. And, you know, and the list goes on. Seth, you know, Big Dub, obviously, like he lives all the way in Georgia and, you know, we just saw him a couple weeks ago. And so the community has done a lot of good for me and things that I'll, you know, take with me for the rest of my life. So it is very, very good. And I've had a lot of great memories built out of that and continue to grow. But as far as like me putting myself on the internet and buying toys and just, this is my words, wasting my money on toys. It's not a waste, but for me, that's how I see it because I just don't get the value out of it like I used to. Like there was a period of time, like a year or so ago when I was like really getting going and buying Hot Toys, man. Like I was like left and right, like every weekend it would be like 2 or 3 Hot Toys. And then I would look over and I shit you not, at one point I had 15 Hot Toys in the box. And I started looking at them like, damn, I got that 8 months ago. Why is this like Emperor Palpatine, Deluxe Palpatine? Like that, to a lot of people, that's a Grail Hot Toy. You know, he's a $500+ figure. I had him sitting there for 8 months. I only bought him because I wanted people to know that I had him, because I wanted to know that I had him. I didn't care that he was displayed. And after a while, man, I started just adding up how much money I have behind me. I'm like, man, I could do so much with that and actually appreciate it, because I've proven to myself, man, that if you get to a point where your shelves are full, you have 15 pretty good Hot Toys sitting there and you don't even think twice about them, why the hell are they there? Not only, you know, get your money back, but let someone else enjoy them. Because a lot of the stuff that I had, man, you don't see go up for sale very often. And I mean, I sold all of this in 2 weeks. I had like 60 something Hot Toys, man. I mean, I've been busy. Yeah, it's been good. It's been fun, but
they're all gone now, right?
Yeah, I literally toy department. I sold my very last thing. The last thing I have is the Sideshow Jabba statue, or I guess it's a statue. Yeah, the 6 scale version. And my tattoo artist, he wants to buy it next week, but that would literally be the last thing, and then it's done. So wow. I'm pretty happy, to be honest with you. But
yeah, whatever makes you happy, man. Right. You gotta do things for you. You can't do anything for anyone else, man. You do.
I mean, even being new to the whole, I mean, I used to hate social media. That's why it was hard for me to start social media accounts for my collecting stuff, because I was so against social media. Yeah. I mean, I definitely see all the negativity. I mean, I had a person fucking talking shit because I pronounced the name of a character wrong. Like,
Oh, dude.
really? Don't tell me you guys can say everything
Yeah.
right and get everything like,
Mhm.
you know, I don't dedicate my entire life to watching Ninja
Yeah.
Turtle cartoons or
Right.
Dude,
Yeah, like I love Star Wars, but I don't know every character, man. I don't. I don't
There's-
have the time to dedicate that
Mhm.
deeply, but I do love Star Wars and everything associated with it, but I just can't watch or learn every single character because there's so many, you know. So I'm not even gonna pretend I do.
Yeah, there's just too many gatekeepers in the hobby, man. Like
Yeah.
even years ago when I started watching Dragon Ball Z and I started collecting, dude, I got so much hate for enjoying something. I'm like,
right.
what? Like, why? Because I
Yeah.
don't fucking know Goku's blood type. Like, I'm not allowed to buy his
Yeah.
figure. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. I mean, it's the same song and dance. You pick any category in toy collecting, it's the same thing. It's gatekeeping. It's
Mhm.
people want to keep it to themselves, but they also want it to be like this big thing. But then again, they don't want anyone else to do it because they want to be the only one who does it. Like, it's just a weird thing. But it's also like that in almost every hobby. I mean, same with like the sneaker thing, the streetwear. It's just like everyone wants what everyone else doesn't have, but in order for it to be available to purchase, it needs to grow. So more people need to be able to get it so they can get, like, it's just a
Mhm.
weird cycle. So
Mhm. Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm
gonna
gonna
ask you
miss
about that.
YouTube. What's up?
What'd you just say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm going to miss YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
kind of like putting a pin back in your original question. In the video, I did say that I still want to make content. Like, I
Mhm.
still want to do it, but I'm just going to upload whatever. Like, if I go to a toy convention, because I'm still going to go to those.
Mhm.
Like Cody, his wife, and Karina and I were planning to go to Lexington Comic-Con in March, I think.
Mhm.
Because Lexington is literally like a halfway point for them and us. So the fact that there's a Comic-Con there and there's some other stuff. Sorry about the.
No, you're good.
Once again, we're babysitting.
My dog does that my dog barks in the background all the time. Don't worry.
So the fact that there's like a Comic-Con and all that stuff there, and we still collectively like that as an interest, like, we're still going to go to that stuff.
Yeah.
And if I decide to make a video, cool. If people watch it, awesome. If not, I could care less. Like, so I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to do other things, but
Mhm.
Parker, go take him in there, dude. So yeah. But anyways, you said you were about to ask me something.
Oh, and I was gonna say, do you think you'll get the same kind of deal in the sneaker community? Because I haven't collected sneakers in a long time. I do love Jordans, the older ones. There's only a few that I like that I would, if I come across them, I would pick up, you know, if they were a good price. But do you think that kind of community is gonna be like?
Oh,
the
dude,
same
I
deal?
am staying as far away from that community as possible.
Okay.
I mean, I've always enjoyed shoes. I can't really say I've been a collector of shoes, but like when I was a kid, I always wanted like cool shoes. Of course, we all did, but
Right.
I like hyper focused on my shoes. Like, I would clean them, even though like I was like 12 or 13. Like, I would like take a paper towel and clean them, you know, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
And then I would say it was right before I started collecting toys. So like 6-ish years ago, I bought like 10 pairs of Jordans over the course of like 6 to 8 months. And I thought of myself as collecting them because there were some pairs that like I wasn't going to wear because I knew they were really expensive. And now I just wear everything. Like, I have their shoes behind me that are almost an embarrassing amount of money to admit. And I wear them. I don't care.
Mhm.
Like, that's why I buy them now. And that's where I see like my value in, because with the toys, they sit here inside of my house. With at least the shoes, I can wear them, and people who know, they appreciate them. They know, you know. So in terms of that community, I'm out. I'm not going to dip my toes in that. I know it's way too crazy. It's way too toxic. It's like, dude, you go into some sneaker stores and it's like intimidating.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I think I remember you talking about shoes with the OG stream.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't you say the streetwear and sneakers? Yeah, that's what I thought. So you might know.
I've always loved sneakers. You know, I've always said your sneakers make your outfit. You can go to Walmart, pick an outfit, whatever. Not even. I mean, yeah, whatever. And if you have a good pair of shoes on, you're straight.
Dude,
yeah,
I hard judge people on shoes. Like, I don't even want to say that, but the first thing I look at in public is I look at people's shoes.
Yeah.
And that it to me that tells me almost everything about them, because if you have a nice pair of sneakers on and you're dressed to a T, you present yourself well, you're respected in my eyes. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, and
But
they
if
don't
you're
have
wearing
to be Jordans or
No.
Yeezys, you know, they can be any, like I collect any sneaker. If I
Yeah.
like it, I buy it and I wear it.
Yep. But
You know?
if they're clean, if they're well taken care of, if your outfit is formed around your sneakers and you can tell, it's just like, okay, bravo. Like, good for you. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I'm not going to dip my toes in that community, man. Because like I said, going into sneaker shops, it's intimidating. They be like, hey, did you hear about these? Whatever. And it's just like, no. And then they look at you and you're like, well, should I have heard about this? Like, and then it's just like this like weird panicky feeling of, oh, well, they're judging me. Oh, they think I'm fake. Oh, they probably think my shoes are fake. Oh, yeah. So it's just, so no, I'm not going to introduce myself to that.
Yeah.
I'll just stay here and just collect how this is going.
Yeah,
So
I've stayed away.
no sneaker hunting videos for you.
I can't say that I won't do that, because we do have a lot of pretty sweet shops. And like when when we've gone to Atlanta, like we've filmed some stuff. And when Karina and I went to Myrtle Beach with Brian, we went to like 2 or 3 sneaker shops and we did a little bit. But yeah. Oh, I did want to this is a random thought that just came in my head. Going back to like the toy and like the community stuff. The thing that I have been doing that's helping me is leaving toy groups, like groups that I've been in since I've started. I just left them. Now that all my stuff's sold, man, I have the people in those groups that I communicate with. I have connections outside of that group to contact them. I don't need to see people complaining because Marvel Legends and Black Series don't have window packaging anymore. I don't care. I can't tell you, man. It's just like, that's another thing that kind of just irks me is, why are people complaining about the same goddamn thing for 6 months? Like, we've known that there's no packaging in Black Series and Legends now. And people still post, man, found this today. Can't believe there's no window. I'm like, dude, it's never going to change.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they've already made the statement. It's going to be like that. We all know that there's a risk that the figure's not in there. It's missing pieces. It could have the paint sculpt on upside down and backwards for all we know. It's the risk you take. If you want to pay the $28 for it, you don't deserve to bitch about it, because you knew what you were getting into. It's like buying a lottery ticket and getting pissed that you didn't win.
Yeah.
You knew what you're doing.
Right.
So
and I feel like if you buy it, you shouldn't be complaining about it, because
yeah,
I think a lot of those, you know, when you're in those groups, I think a lot of times those groups lead to negative too, because it leads to like competition and, you know, everybody's trying to show off and one up each other. And
yeah, dude, that's the toxic cycle that I fell into. And I think I touched on that in the video that I posted. Is I did fall into that like toxic thing in my head, like, oh, I have to buy this and post it because I know people are going to like this, and I know people are going to think that I'm extra super cool because I have this. Who the fuck cares now? That's just me. And back to like the complaining thing, like you said, like if you buy it, people would argue, oh, well, I paid money for it. I should have my opinion. To an extent, like, you're bitching about something that's right in front of you and you chose to purchase it like that. Like, there's a whole difference that when the packaging used to be a windowed and the face sculpt was off. Yeah, you can complain about that because you can see it and it's just like, well, I can't buy this because it's like this. They need to get their stuff better. Yeah, I agree. But if you can't see it and you open it and you're mad, that's on you. Same thing with mystery boxes. People, why did I spend $100 on this mystery box? This is a $40 whatever. That's on you. You knew it was a mystery box.
True.
It's a gamble, you know.
Yeah.
It's gambling. That's like those mystery boxes at the sneaker conventions, right?
Yes,
now.
dude. I just watched that video last night about someone like breaking it down why they're like banned now. Like, it's a big deal. Yeah, it's crazy. That's funny you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole Hasbro thing is, I think everybody's beating that dead horse.
It's like, give up.
I'm sick of hearing it now. You know, I don't know. I don't really do.
It's not going to change
anymore unless it's an older one, maybe, or something. Like, I choose not to buy it.
Well,
it's just my choice not to buy it anymore. I'm just kind of done with that. Moving on to other things.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, the retail price on everything, and I mean, that's just the world itself is going up. But dude, this is like dating myself as a collector, but like when like I first started buying Black Series back in the day, dude, they're like $17.99 and $18.99 at Walmart, and then they're $19.99 at Target, $22.99 at GameStop. Now it's just like what, $27.99 for a Black Series, and like the deluxe versions are almost like $40 plus tax. Dude, it's absurd, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is what it is. And same thing with Hot Toys, man. I'll be honest. What really started pushing the needle for me to sell my Hot Toys is the retail price of what they are now. Because once again, when I started buying, you could get a head sculpt or like a portrait character, like let's just say like an Anakin with Hayden's head sculpt. He was like 220 to 230 maybe. Now, you know, they're 270, 280, depending on like what else they come with. Obviously, plus tax. And then the shipping, I mean, shipping on everything is ridiculous too.
Yeah.
I mean, Sideshow shipping one Hot Toy is $25. And a lot of people can argue, myself included, that they just absolutely bend you over when they ship stuff, because I can ship something to California UPS ground for $12, but when they send it to me, it's $25. So, so that's what really priced me out too, because I saw all this and I was like, one, I don't have room. Two, I can't see myself spending $315 on a figure 7 to 8 times a year. And that's just what's coming out. That's not like what I would find at a toy show that, you know, a rare figure that I needed, yada, yada, yada. So, and that's just like, that is just what really got me all the way out on the retail stuff, man. Cause the value, like the Hot Toys are great. Like, don't get me wrong. They, in my opinion, they're the best representation of said character, unless you get into like the multi-$1,000 statue stuff. But I couldn't put that value behind it anymore, because it's the same thing that we got 4 years ago for $70, $80 less. Like, nothing's really getting better, but 2 Hot Toys, like, to praise them, I guess, like they switched to like the LED lightsabers and like the plug-in versus the batteries and all that stuff. So like they have upgraded stuff, but nothing near like the price hike, which once again, I understand comes from everything that's going on in the world. But for me, I just chose as a consumer to stop buying, because it's not that I can't afford it, which obviously is not a flex saying that I have a lot of money, because I don't, but it's just, I could buy it, but I don't see the value in it anymore. Because like a $315 Hot Toy, man, that's, once again, what I also said in my video is I'm taking like my health and my fitness and all that stuff very seriously. I want to invest money back into myself, and I just want to have a good time while I'm here. That's really what it comes down to. And the tens and tens of thousands of dollars that I had sitting behind me, I was just like, why would I do that? So one Hot Toy at $300, dude, that's like a month and a half of all my supplements that I take every single day to go to the gym, to keep myself healthy, to do everything that I need to do to try to maintain my lifestyle. Why do I want that sitting on my shelf? If I were to take every Hot Toy, 60 some Hot Toys, that's what, like 80 something months of my life technically that I had sitting back there for supplements. That's the weird thing in my brain. How I break it down is I see that dollar amount behind me and I incorporate it into something that is more important to me and that should be more important to everybody. Like, we should all prioritize ourselves first over everything. And when I got to see that and I really started to break it down and I started to notice myself leaning more towards like investing in myself, it was just like a no-brainer to just rip the Band-Aid off, do it. And like I said, I'm happier than I've ever been in the community space or whatever. And it was a good decision in my opinion. I mean, I put the shoes back here as a troll when I first started selling, because I was like, oh, this is my new Hot Toys display. All the details and stuff will be gone eventually. I mean, these things are money in themselves, man.
Right.
So expensive.
Yeah, they went up. I remember when they were what, $70. Now they're 100. Yeah.
Dude, this was like one of the first things that people messaged me about, like locally, when I was like, yeah, I'm selling all my stuff. They're like, hey, are you selling your detolfs?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but I still have all of them. They're like, all right, well, when they're empty, you just let me know. He's like, I'll come and pick up like 3, 4. I'm like, all right, dude, if you want, but it'll be a while. Oh, Brian's in here.
Like going back to like the shipping, like I love to start getting the statues, but I mean they're 300. You figure you get a statue, and between tax and shipping, you're close to $500-600 on some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do. I don't want to do that. There's no value add in that for me.
Well, the prices of stuff now just doesn't match the value anymore. I mean, look at this toys that are sitting at like a Target and a Walmart. It honestly is hard for me to buy any of that stuff. It really, I mean, I really only buy like what I absolutely love, and I've been holding true to that pretty good, and I'm trying to stick to that because, I mean, when I first started buying like my NECA Predators, they were $16. Same fucking NECA Predator that they have now.
Yeah,
but it was only $16 back then.
30 something. Yeah, isn't NECA's retail almost about 30 something?
Yeah, like 36 for.
And I don't feel that NECA has the best quality anymore. I've had multiple figures snap right coming out of the plastic, arms breaking off, things like that. So I don't know, man. I do want the Dracula, but after that, I may just shy away from them as well because they're just. To me, I don't know what kind of plastic they use. I've watched. I don't know.
I don't really break any of my NECA figures because they aren't. Regardless of being a toy, they're not meant to be played with. They're really not.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know how far to push them.
Yeah. For me, I've had shit break right out of the clamshell.
But the point is like the price does not equal the value.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's very true, man. And dude, a lot of things. I mean. God, you can almost use anything, but everything is going on sale or clearance like pretty quick now.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at the wrestling figures that came out a few weeks ago, and they're half price, like the week after they came out. I couldn't believe that myself.
Look, there's Black Series that'll be on clearance in California, and they're just hitting the shelf by me. You know, like
except Lando. Lando does not go on sale. I don't know why. He's the caveat.
Oh, what is it? So on like the higher end scale, I mean, look at Sideshow. Every day they run a different promotion for figures being presented off, like stuff that has became in stock and it's maybe on the site for 2 weeks. 25% off. How, as a business, are you going to entice people to pre-order with you if you just put said item on sale literally like 2 to 3 weeks later for a huge, like 25% off is no joke on a $250, $300 figure.
Right.
And then they run, free shipping plus 10% off, 20% off, 15, 35. It's just like, what?
Yeah. Where's the value of me pre-ordering?
Yeah. So it's just like
they really don't sell out anymore right away. So you really don't have to pre-order them.
No, I mean, and there's I don't know, man. There's a lot of things, like there's a lot of like mom and pop shops you can now get from that order from Sideshow. Like Toy Department for me, I moved to them a while ago on it because 1, I was there frequently. 2, I didn't have to pay the shipping, so I was already saving $25 by driving an hour, and I was selling stuff to them all the time. So if I sold stuff, I'd turn around and give them the money and be like, hey, just put that on my hot toy payment. And then I'd come back 3 weeks later. Hey, here's $50, put it towards this. And then over time, they would be paid off by me selling my stuff. I wouldn't have to pay shipping and I could just go and pick it up that day. So
yeah, man,
there's a lot more outlets for collectors, I think. But the main thing that I think is going to burst this bubble of toy collecting is one. Once again, I'm sorry about the screaming. One, I think COVID collectors are getting out of the hobby because it is a buyer's market right now. It is incredible, and I know firsthand because I sold some rare hot toys for like $50 to $75 below eBay sold listings, and people were still trying to haggle with me. And I'm like, dude, you maybe see this figure pop up once every couple months for a lot more than I'm doing it. So if people aren't buying grails at under market and they want way under market, and then this market is not doing good at all. And once again, like you said, NECA stuff goes on clearance. Retail's too high. So everyone's waiting for either people to sell it under retail that don't want it anymore, or they're waiting for the stores to clearance it out. And guess what? If stores clearance it out, they're no longer going to buy that product. And then the shelf space shrinks. And then you're no longer able to buy it in person. Then you have to buy it online. And then everyone bitches about shipping. And then they can't see the figure before they buy it. Like, it's just like a never ending cycle that people don't get. And it's just like,
yeah.
So, but I mean, that's what inevitably I think is going to burst it. The main thing is definitely the COVID collectors. You got to think, man, for that year and a half, maybe you can push it into 2 years of people being not really able to go do stuff or not feeling comfortable doing stuff. So they were just buying stuff online to, burn through the stimulus stuff or whatever. And now that the world is close to normal, you could say, people are starting to realize, I want to go do stuff. Why do I have all this stuff here? It's time to sell. And then if people start selling under market, then the next person that sells has to sell under them to make the sale because they just saw that it sold at this dollar. They want it cheaper. And it just keeps devaluing that stuff, in my opinion. But that's just how I see it, man. I mean, I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of stuff probably by this. And this is the worst I've ever had to sell stuff is this. And I thought this would be my best because of how much good stuff that I had. And I feel like the Hot Toys market right now, there are so many collectors, which is a good thing. I thought that I would be able to sell this stuff for pretty close to like what I wanted out of it. It really wasn't that. Like, there was some stuff that I had to like have my wife hit yes, just tell them yes, I'll sell it for this, and I'll just print the label because I didn't want to see, because it was disgusting how many people like I had Hot Toys priced at like $170 shipped, and they're like, hey man, could you do like 150, 140? I'm like,
oh, I fucking hate that.
I'm like, no, why? Like, I'll keep it at that point, but
I would rather I'd almost give it away in front of them, just in spite.
Yeah. Well, I know I messaged you on a few of them. Maybe I'm glad I didn't do that to you, because then I would have been like, oh shit,
No,
but
I mean,
I wouldn't do that anyway, because I know what they're worth. I know what they are. But like, I messaged you about a few of them, and technically, yes, I could have bought them, and that would have been nice to have them. And not only nice to have them, but nice to know where they came from. That would have been cool. But I don't want to get into the point where I'm buying hot toy, and then getting sick of it, because I have known to have that personality as well, where I go all in and then I get bored as hell, and then I feel like I just fucked up, and then I want to backtrack.
I used to have that problem.
That's kind of my personality too. I went all in on off-roading before, and I do love off-roading, like Forerunners and all that. I do love that, but I went all in on camping and all that, and I love that. But then we did it so much that we're like, now I'm fuck, man. Now I got to backtrack, and
that's what I did. Like, same song and dance, man. I was buying Hot Toys just because they were a good price, and because I had the money from selling stuff. Like, I always had some sort of a fund, whether it's a couple $100, whether sometimes it was a couple thousand. I would have it one time, and I just scroll in. Oh, here's a Hot Toy I didn't know I needed. Oh, it's $200. Purchased.
Yeah.
Why did I do it? No idea. Why did I have 6 501st Hot Toys at one point? No idea. Didn't even display them all. I just had them sitting there. But I got them on like that weird sideshow thing. It was like 20% off and free shipping. I was like, of course I'm going to buy them. It was stupid. But yeah, I mean, that's same song and dance. I think all of us as collectors go through that like weird little phase. It's just I happen to be stuck in that phase for way too long. And it finally like bled me out to where I was like, yeah, there's the routine of buying something just to turn around to sell it, because then I know inevitably I'm going to get the hate. I'm going to get all these nerds commenting, thinking I care. Yeah. Then I have to deal with it. What's up, buddy? And then it's just the same cycle. So
yeah, I think actually you saved me money down ICCC. So thank you, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you bought 2 501st from one of the vendors there. I think it was 501st. Dude, he bought 2 Hot Toys. Right, and I know it's hard to remember because you had so many, but like, and I went back and he was like, they're sold. And then I thought I would talk to you and you said you had bought them. I think that's true. But I was
it could have been someone in our group too, because I mean, to be honest, man, I see that show is a lot of vintage stuff. Like, there's not too many modern collectors or buyers there. Like, there's a lot of modern stuff there, but I mean, Mike, the showrunner, that he's obviously like a huge vintage guy, and that's a lot where his, I don't even want to say clientele is, because it's not his people, but a lot of people that attend his shows,
right?
Like, that's where their bread and butter is the vintage stuff, but I think he's trying to get more like modern stuff in there. But it probably, it probably was someone in our group that bought them because I don't remember. I know I bought like 7 cases of Happy Dad, and I drank almost all of them in that entire weekend. I know
I have not had that yet. Is that I guess it's really good. You drink that a lot, right? So
it's a seltzer, but it doesn't taste like a seltzer. It's just really good. Like it goes down way too. Like the live stream that we did that night, I think I drank like 5 of them in an hour. Like I was just kicking them back, man, and people just kept feeding them to me. So I was just, it is what it is. But
and they're probably like a White Claw where they're about 5%, maybe 6.
Yeah, they're 5%, but there's no carbonation like the White Claws. It's super smooth.
Oh wow!
And as I was telling everybody that weekend, they have electrolytes, so they're healthy.
Okay. Yeah, well that adds to it. Hey, go out and drink a Happy Dad. You'll be healthy. You know. Hey, why not? I know you said you had about 45 minutes. Are you good? Or do you have to go?
I am going to wrap it up. I would like to come back at whatever and we can chat more. But I do want to hang out with them before they have to hit the road.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. I wanted to.
Sorry, but I wanted to at least still go on. I didn't want to cancel on you last minute.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
No so that'll wrap it up for Josh, man. Thanks for joining us, dude.
Thank you guys.
Talking to you again and we'll definitely have you back on. You say the word and you're always welcome. So
looks like there's quite a bit of people in here too. Like 19,
man. And as soon as you leave, they're gonna leave. So thanks. So
stay in here, guys.
Yeah, stay in here and watch our dumbasses.
Yeah, well, right on, guys. Thank you for the love and thank you for the support. And I'll we'll figure out something here in the near future.
All right, man. Take care. Keep in touch, dude. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
See you later. Yeah, that was quick 45 minutes. That was for sure.
Yeah. Who we got left in here? I want to see this dwindle down now. You're going to leave us. Come on. Big Dub's here. Thanks, Big Dub. I know I reached out to him a few times. He'd given me some advice before. Mega Demon, sorry about your dog. I'm a big pet lover, so I'm really sorry to hear that, Mega Demon. It sucks, man, but best wishes to you guys and getting through that. It's never easy, man. So a lot of the stuff he said, we haven't seen a lot of that, dude, but I'm sure over time as we get deeper into this.
Well, I see it, but I
have not. I mean,
I keep my group small, and
I've seen.
I'm actually really good at just like blocking, not blocking those people out because I see it and I read it, but I just pay I don't respond to them.
Mm-hmm.
I just ignore them because that's the best thing you can do to all these freaking trolls and shit. Just ignore them. Don't play into their shit.
Yeah.
But I respect what he's doing. If you're not enjoying it anymore,
if you're not happy doing that anymore, why keep it just going for the wrong reasons? You got to respect that.
Yep.
And best wishes to him. He is a hell of a dude. Like I said, I talked to him and Karina probably about maybe too long down there. I didn't want to hold up their time, but they're really cool people, as all the people I've met in the community have been. So I've been lucky so far, and hopefully it stays that way. If not, I'll cuss somebody out and that'll be it. They'll curse me out.
That's the wrong thing to do. You just ignore them.
Yeah. I've cursed people out. They've cursed me. I don't, it is what it is, man. I try to be the best man I can be, but some things just get to you and you got to respond,
I finally watched the new Black Panther movie.
Mm-hmm. What did you think?
Okay, first off, I love the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I got
to say, I did watch the first
one. I
love
what they did. I loved how visually what they did with Wakanda. I love the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for the second one.
No, I have not watched the second one yet. But
I do like the actor that plays Namor. I do like him because he was in the second series of Narcos.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like him as actor, and he did good as Namor, but I just didn't care for the movie. I thought it was pointless. I don't know. You watch it, I guarantee you'll feel the same way I did. Yeah. I don't know what everybody was ranting and raving about.
Yeah,
it was nothing special.
I'll definitely watch it.
In my opinion,
I just watched the first one not long ago. Remember, maybe 2 months ago, I think it was.
I did like
the first one. I did like it. So we'll see. Yeah. I mean, someday I'll get around to it. It's not high on my list, to watch right now because, like I told you before, I don't sit around watching a whole lot of movies on a regular basis, unfortunately. But maybe I'll get around to it sometime. Maybe when the third one comes out, I'll finally get around to watching the second one if there's going to be a third one. Which probably, if they're making money, they're still going to make them until people get sick of it. So,
Oh yeah.
but
I just thought it was pointless. It was
Mhm.
like they like fought and then they were like, oh, like we're good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I am looking
Dumb.
forward to as I'll tell you what I am looking forward to as is The Last of Us tonight. Like that show has gotten me
Oh, yeah,
wanting more and
definitely.
more every time it's over, and I can't wait for tonight to watch the next one. It's been a while since I've had a show where it's only once a week where it's released, and it has me itching for more when the show's over. And that's what I love about shows. So instead of binge watching them on Netflix, which most shows you can, this one has me not being able to wait till the following week to watch the next one, and I love that feeling, the cliffhanger and what's going to happen next type thing. Are you caught up on those as well?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
HBO is that's my shit. So I
Mhm.
watch everything on HBO.
They do have a lot. I almost texted you last night to say, "Hey, I need a movie to watch. What do you recommend?" But we found something, and then the next thing I know, 2 hours later, woke up on the couch, drowsy as hell. So fell asleep. It must not have been very good, whatever we watched. But tonight, Last of Us, and then the You is coming back out for their next season. So that'll be good. They're doing it in two parts. It looks like one February, one March, or something like that. So that'll be good. And then after that, I may get rid of Netflix for a while. I don't know. I really don't need so many.
Yeah, I think
streaming
Netflix is
services.
going in the shitter, to be
Yeah,
honest.
90% of the movies are ones with subtitles and just the lips don't move with the
Well,
their
and
their
there's series
voiceover.
there's series they do, they cancel them after. It's like you can't
Mhm,
even get invested into a series because it's
mhm,
probably not going to be around for the next, at least
mhm,
HBO, like they'll do a series and that that uh that season at least is like a self-contained
mhm,
story. Like it
mhm,
starts and it ends. Like yeah, you can go on to a season 2, but it's not like you're left hanging and then they cancel the fucking season. Like they
yeah,
wrap up what the first season's about, and then if there's another season, it starts up, it's good. But
mhm,
like fucking Netflix, they'll start like you know, what a series that should be like a fucking trilogy or something, and they'll cancel it. And they do it with everything. And then the shit that nobody gives a fuck about, they make 10 fucking seasons of it. And now with this no sharing and not even sharing, but like not being able to use your own account in multiple places, like dude, fuck that.
yeah,
There's so
yeah. I
many
think that's
streaming
gonna hurt them
services.
in the long run.
Yeah, there's
That's
so
gonna
many
hurt.
streaming services. Like
Yeah,
if there's if like so happens there's something on Netflix that I want to watch, I'll fucking buy it for a month, watch a bunch of shit, and then cancel it.
yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at now. That I'm not watching it very often. I'm probably just gonna watch You and then cut it, and then if something intriguing comes, like the last season of the Cobra Kai, I'll definitely have to re-up it for a month. I'll watch that in a day or two, and then done with that again. So, yeah, I think they're hurting themselves in the long run by not letting at least family share the password.
Oh, Mega Demon, have you not watched the new Wednesday show? It's really good.
Oh yeah, Mega Demon, you got to watch that. We both finished that. That was fucking awesome. We loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually bring Christina Ricci in
Hmm.
back into she's in
Hmm.
the new Wednesday show. It's really good. They definitely
Yeah.
pay tribute to the old.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to have another season too. I see.
Yeah,
So that's really good.
unless
Because,
they're dumb and cancel it like everything else.
yeah, I hope not.
So who do we got? What do we got for a guest lined up next?
Let me check my schedule here. Let me see. I should know it by heart. So next Sunday, 9 a.m., we will have Jay from Geek Life Dad on the show.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be a fun one as well. Yeah.
He's into a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
I'm into turtles
and he's kind of a
vintage
hyper
stuff.
dude, which I love. So he'll keep the energy up.
Yeah.
he's a good dude.
And I've never talked to him. I watch his channel. I follow his channel.
Mhm.
So it'll be fun to finally sit down and talk to him.
Yeah, I've only texted him a few times back and forth about being on the show, and right away he was all with it, all for it. So that'll be fun. Yeah, and then the week after, I won't go too far, but the week after is the Pretty Collector. She's big into wrestling, so that'll be 9 a.m. also on the following Sunday. Actually, I lied. I will go further because then the following weekend we're doing a back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. So Mega Demon, clear your plans, buddy. We're going to be here Saturday morning at 9 and Sunday morning at 9, 225 and 226 with the Medina Lorian, George Medina on Saturday, and then Joel Haze from the Spice Runners Lounge on Sunday. So that'll be fun as well. We also have potentially another announcement coming. I'm just waiting for the thumbs up, and then I can say it. I didn't want to go and say it before I got that final word, but stay tuned for that. I'll be posting on Instagram if I get that thumbs up. For the next guest. So good things happening. We made it through this week. We ran the gauntlet this week, man. We had Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I mean, we've been busy, but it's been keeping my mind off things, and it's trying to anyway. And
we'll probably pop back up during the week sometime. I like doing those night shows during the week. So
I have some things on order that are coming in, so maybe I'll unbox them live right here. Who knows? Sometimes I get in the mood to do that. We haven't done that in a while. I think when we first started doing this, we had a toy unboxing one night out of nowhere, and it was fun. So maybe we'll do that again.
Yeah. Everybody that joined this morning, thank you for
thanks everybody. Yep.
Think about subscribing because not going anywhere.
No, we're going to try to get this bigger and better, and we're still learning.
We're bringing different kinds of content creators on. So
and we're learning every time. If we're not perfect yet, we're never going to be perfect, but we're going to try to evolve this. And I believe we're also going to be on Apple if we're not already. Is that true?
We will be soon.
Yeah, we will be soon. So you'll be able to listen to us if you don't want to look at us. So that'll be fun. That'll be another option as you're driving around or at work. You can listen to Well That Effing Figures. Anything else?
No.
Anything planned for today? You got anything going on or?
No, I'm gonna work on a toy haul video, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm working on my room extension here where the closet will soon be part of the room. So I got the rack down yesterday, working on that, and gonna fill the holes and paint and trying to see what I want to do next in there, so I have more space for whatever. So we'll see. But
again, sorry for your loss, Mega Demon. That really sucks.
Yeah,
losing pets.
As my dogs are going crazy in the background, I'd rather hear the chaos than not have them here. So I definitely feel your pain, brother. So I'm sorry, man, to you and your family.
But that's gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. With that being said, thanks again to Josh Pence for coming on, giving us some time. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Very interactive chat. A lot of people were here for him, and that was awesome. So we heard his story. We appreciate his story, and
I'd like to have him back on again, talk sneakers or something.
Yeah, definitely. But for now, we'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m., if not before, during the week. But for now, that's What Effing Figures, and thank you all again for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Later, guys.
Later.